So here we go again. There's been no conversations. I want to make it clear just for I would say one more time, but for the 50th time, it clearly is not getting the one network for sure. Giannis has never asked to be traded, ever. I can't make that more clear.
Back to Alpha Sports Room. We're gonna get straight into it. This is the reason why they're trying to force Giannis out of the Milwaukee Bucks. They want him to basically go to the Los Angeles Lakers to give Luka Doncic a championship. That's literally the only reason why. They want to force him into a major organization, just like how they forced Nico Harrison to basically trade Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic, right? People's gonna be like, "Oh, but that's not true. Oh, da da da." Well, to me, that's exactly what happened because they got rewarded with the number one pick right after. If the Bucks were to comply right now, the Milwaukee Bucks will somehow have the number one pick next year. People's like, how is that going to happen? Milwaukee is going to be an okay team. They're nowhere near the top 5 draft picks. Washington Wizards got it locked up, right? Or the OKC Thunders with the Clippers swap. No, Milwaukee Bucks will have it because they would have complied to what Adam Silver is forcing them to do. But I feel like Giannis doesn't want that because that's going to make his career, it's going to tarnish his look, right? Because he's going to go and join another player after saying that he wants to stay loyal and win it the hard way and all this stuff like that. It's going to be very anti-Kobe for him to go join another great player rather than that great player coming to him, right? So for me, I just feel like Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? They're using him as a propaganda piece because the NBA has turned in a lot more to me, in my opinion. It's just my opinion into a white supremacist organization into where like they want to promote the white players. They want the white players to win a lot more. They want them to be great and have less media negative. Like you can't talk negative about Jokic really, you know what I'm saying? He's protected, the media darling, right? But any other player that's melanated can get scrutinized and dragged through the mud and have their names turned and flipped around like a Russell Westbrook, right? And I just feel like when it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo, they're trying to literally force him. Force him. If you hear what Doc Rivers had to say, Doc Rivers is like, bro, he never said this because Giannis is a competitor. He wants to win. He's hungry. He's never been a cheater or someone who wants to cheat his way to the top. That's very LeBron James. That's very like KD, like easy money, like easy money for him, right? No, Giannis doesn't want the easy money. He want to go and get it the hard way. He want to go. You see how he keeps getting hurt because he actually is working out. Like he's doing the hard work to get his body like into super jacked up, right? Compared to how LeBron James just magically did it in like a summer or a couple days. Giannis took years. You could see him build himself up into this Giannis Antetokounmpo body type, right? So with that is going to come some injuries, some nicks, some pain, especially if you're doing so much work and workload for your team. This is why he needs someone that is to me more of a defensive star that's able to score rather than just an offensive player that can't play defense like a Luka. He would have to be doing way more work on defense, and that's not going to win a championship. People don't realize that we want our players to be two-way. We want our players to not be deficient like we on defense. We want them to be at the bare minimum okay, average. But to be below average and somewhat and then called a superstar, I don't put them in the same category. You can't be below average on defense and a great offensive player. I'm never going to call you a superstar. You know what I'm saying? That's why Jokic and Luka, they're all on the side because they're not that for me because they're not going to get to the next level. Kyrie Irving got Luka to the finals, played, the best defense I've seen Kyrie Irving ever play, and Luka Doncic just couldn't close, right? Nikola Jokic, the only reason why he won the championship because Aaron Gordon guarded all the best players. Notice how Aaron Gordon is hurt. Guess what? Aaron Gordon's hurt. Nikola Jokic is losing to the worst teams in the NBA. Why? Because he can't play defense at all. So they surrounded him with people, giant wings like MPJ, right? And Aaron Gordon. This is a championship season, right? And that's why they won. They're never going to win again because that formula was most likely Michael Malone's formula. And they kicked him out the door, right? So now, no matter what, they're going to always have undersized, smaller guards playing the 4 or the 2 or the point, and they're not going to be nowhere near the defender that Aaron Gordon is. compared to and Michael Porter Jr. on the same court together. Michael Porter Jr. is like 6'10", long, tall dude, bro. Like him playing defense and wanting to play defense and having to sacrifice and playing defense with Aaron Gordon hounding the best players on the other side. That's what caused him to win the championship. Defense. You know what I'm saying? And Giannis Antetokounmpo is not going to just change the Lakers and to make them a championship team with just him and Luka, because Luka is going to get cooked by whoever's on the opposing team. You know what I'm saying? He could drop his 30 and 12, but the other point guard is going to drop like 45, and they're going to lose by like 6 points in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about regular season, playoffs is a whole different atmosphere. It's a whole different game. And I feel like that's what the NBA is trying to do. They're trying to push, they're trying to make it profitable, right? If you notice a lot of Lakers games, they shoot a lot of free throws, they play a lot of bad teams. Their schedule is set up the most perfect schedule I've ever seen in terms of trying to get wins, right? Easy W's in order to make sure they definitely make it to the playoffs, top 6 seed, so that they don't have to play in the play in. So this is just my opinion, right? 100% my opinion. And if you disagree, it's fine. Because my opinion, especially when it comes to basketball, is extremely, extremely abnormal. And I'm fine with that. But when it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo, I love that he does it the harder way, and I love that he's getting it through the grind. I would love for him to continue to lock in on that team, because to me, KPJ is a superstar that doesn't get talked about enough, and I feel like Giannis can really make KPJ a household name. When playoff time comes, you're going to see his value quadruple, because he's, like I said, a two-way player that can score the ball. That's who I'm going to most likely call a superstar more than any player that just plays offense. All right, KPJ is hounding the ball on ball, and he's in them stealing lanes. And on top of that, he has one of the best handles I've ever seen, and quick twitches to where he can score the basketball, and he can actually play make and rebound. That's a lot of attributes for a player, and that's your point guard. That's a way better attribute system than Damian Lillard did with Giannis. Notice how Damian Lillard plays no defense, only cares about offense, and literally the Bucks was trash with Dame and Giannis. So what do you think Luka and Giannis is gonna be like? It's not gonna be good. All right. And that's my honest opinion, but that's what I think the NBA is trying to do. I think Adam Silver is just trying to force that. And that's why I think Adam Silver should be fired, because he's trying to destroy the NBA for ratings. We like the OKC Thunders getting it naturally. So can we start promoting SGA as the greatest player we've seen since Kobe Bryant? He's doing it the real way, right? And so is Giannis if he stays. So let me know what y'all think in the comments below.